All right, hello everybody. Welcome. You got Tom, you got no George. George is at his son's high school graduation, so he cannot join us on the live stream. That's a one-time only. But welcome to everybody else. Hello, Admin, Sourmelon Gaming, Gary, Barry, Gorilla, everybody else who's out there. Welcome. Let's just start right out and let's see if it's not working for me. I was gonna hit this smash the like button thing, but it's not happening. So you can smash the like button, but I can't press the button. Hello, Craig. Organic, welcome. Anders, Omer. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So what everybody think of today and this week? I got a lot of mixed signals this week from people. So I'm going to do some polls today and figure out what you guys are thinking. I feel some people losing the faith. Let's see. I'm just trying to read I don't have George here to read the chat, so I'm going to try and keep up my best. Sourmelon Gaming said the last month has been boring for Bitcoin. And hello to Wayne. Hello, Cosmic. Hello, Steve. Yeah, I mean, this is the hardest part. These quote-unquote boring parts. And I'm going to go out to a larger time frame so that we can look. Just so that you see today, this was, as always, for those of you who are sick of hearing it, this is the orange line is where Bitcoin was when the U.S. equity markets closed yesterday. So, from yesterday's close until today's close, we were actually up, right? This was the close. So, you know, over 1%. Not a big move, but up on the day. Really, the big move on the day was the market. The equities market did a lot better than... And particularly, right now, the NASDAQ is on fire. So everybody had a good day today. The S&P had a good day today, up 1.3. The Dow was up. The Dow's been struggling. The NASDAQ was up 2% again today after a big day yesterday. The Russell was up today. Across the board, green. But the NASDAQ, I mean, I'm not going to go on here. I'm going to go let's look at the Qs. I mean, this is on fire. This line's dead. I'm just going to get rid of it. So what date is this? This is October 22nd. This is December 28th. This is January 6th. So if I go from January 6th, so this is the NASDAQ. These are the Qs. You know, including... That can't be true. This is saying 33%. Where was January 1st? Because I don't think the NASDAQ... Am I wrong? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free. So year to date, yeah, we were at 10,300 and we're basically at 13, you know, just under 13,000. This is crazy. So Bitcoin's not keeping up with the NASDAQ. And that used to be the relationship that we used to complain about. But now it's not keeping up in the other direction. The NASDAQ's running ahead. Gorilla said it looks like AI is the new cool kid in town and crypto isn't hip and cool anymore. I think that's true for the moment. Miners are very weak. Manuel said, hey, Tom, thankful for your videos on Bitfarms since the last bull market. Those were brighter days. Hoping for better days in 2024, 2025. Halving is coming. Yes, indeed. I still feel good about Bitfarms. So just so that everybody knows, and I think I did a video this week on Bitfarms, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it. A lot of people, a lot of negativity surrounding Bitfarms, a lot of negativity surrounding Cleanspark. There's just a lot more. Almost every video I do, there's more negative than there used to be. People are getting frustrated, and this Miguel's saying sideways action for the Bitcoin miners, and I think this sideways action really frustrates people, and it's exhausting. So let me go out to the one-day time frame just so we can get a better look at what's really going on, because really it's been this whole time, right? We had this big run from March 10th. This was 1 week to March 17th. So that's 1 week from here to here. So that was 42%. We did go up from there. We did break 31,000. Also, this yellow line was Bitcoin 100% up from its bottom in November. So this was a 50% run, and in total it was over 100% run from November. We've pulled back since then, but really, I mean, we'll do one of these deals. Like, we're inching down a little bit, but, you know, you can see, particularly this has just been totally sideways. At least we had a little up and down here but a lot of times after this type of consolidation, good things can happen. So I'm still in that mode, but we're still stuck with the same situation. We've been asking what's going to be first, 25,000 or 35,000. We haven't gotten anywhere near 35,000. We haven't gotten anywhere near 30,000, and we have not got down to 25,000 either. So this is very tight range. Sourmelon Gaming saying, Tom, not to get off topic, but at some point in the stream, I think we need to talk about America's potential default. Things could get wild if things go south. His Honor saying default's not going to happen. I'm definitely, I mean, it needs to be talked about. It's one of the, and I don't think it is going to happen, but it's one of the main things, you know, that could absolutely be a gigantic seismic shift in what's going on here. So I did put a video out on that earlier in the week. If I did, all my videos that are off topic on Bitcoin miners tend to not get in the algorithm and get very few views. But if you're interested, you can check it out, because I broke down exactly. I don't really think people totally understand what's going on with that situation, and it's not as black and white as it seems. But, you know, in some ways, the clock's running out, and, you know, if they don't get to a deal shortly, problems will begin to happen for sure. But it looks to me more and more, as I'm just reading headlines over the last few days, particularly today, you know, I saw they were, whatever, $100 billion apart, which is like nothing. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like nothing, but in any event, it seems like the negotiations were going much better. Things are getting closer. I don't know if I missed something in the last 2 hours. Let me know. And if somebody wants to drop in the comments, Shaman's saying, what's the status of the HUT merger? And I think that there was news on HUT today, but I have not seen that news. So let me know if you guys found any specific news on HUT. Maybe we can look together right now. But they didn't. They didn't put out a press release. I searched and I didn't see anything on it. But something's going on, because HUT had HUT had the best day out of all the Bitcoin miners today. And that, well, actually BitDigital had the best day, BT. But HUT hasn't been, you know, among the leaders in months and months and months. Darren said, if you talk about default, I'm turning this off. Default isn't happening. All right, Darren. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We can't pretend. I don't think it is happening. And I said that in my video, but to eliminate it as a possibility, I mean, we're days away from that potentially happening. So I'm not going to get into that too much right now, but it's something real. And if it does if somebody gets stubborn, it will turn this market upside down like nothing you guys have ever seen, you know, in the last, since the, 2008. But I think we all are hoping that that's not going to happen. It looks like that's not going to happen. Andrew says they have till the 1st of June, and the longest they have waited is until there was 2 days left. So there is time. Yeah, this is very close. This is basically the second closest they've ever been. But until it happens, it hasn't happened. And I agree with Barry, it is unlikely to happen. But I can't rule it out, until they solve the problem. Let's see. Sandy's Eclipse. Hut was smart to expand into data center business. Miners can't just mine Bitcoin anymore, in my opinion. NVIDIA just proved data center revenue is about to explode. AI factories worldwide. So, yeah, obviously, and I did an NVIDIA video. It's so funny. If I don't do a video on the Bitcoin miners, it's just dead. So, if anybody's interested, I did do... NVIDIA had a historic day yesterday. That was not just a good day. That was not just a great day. I think it was, for a while, it was the best day, but I think it turned out to be the 4th largest single-day increase in market cap in the history of the stock market. And for a while, it was number one. And it was 1-2% away from, the largest one ever. So these moves don't happen. There's been 4 times in history that anything like this, including this one, has ever happened. So that was a historic move, a seismic shift. I got 2 different articles I want to read that have 2 totally different opinions on the NVIDIA situation. One thinks it's a bubble. The other one wants to explain why this is not a bubble. Tim is saying, you see, Mara has mined 1,075 Bitcoin in May. So that is good. I was anticipating them getting over 1,000. They did slow way down after that unbelievable start they had. They had some days in the middle that were low, so it's still on again, off again. But that's their all-time record by a lot. I think 825 was their previous all-time record. So, I think you got to celebrate the best month they've ever had, which May is going to end up being. Right? We still got a few days left, so we'll see where they end up. Craig is saying, did anyone get the 50x win on the NVIDIA call option? That's a good question. I did not play the NVIDIA calls or puts. I didn't play that one either way. But the last two earnings calls for NVIDIA have been historic levels of increase. It was $75 billion increase in market cap in one day on their last earnings call. So they were already up like 115% on the year before this happened. And, they just added almost $185 billion to their market cap. They're inching very close to the $1 trillion mark, and that is a very small, very exclusive club. Cosmic is saying, Bitcoin won't pump even with default talk everywhere. Bitcoin has lost its mojo, in my opinion. So there's no doubt we're in a boring phase of Bitcoin at the moment. But this, I will point out, this is not the first time. Let me try and get to, like, here. Look at this. That was killer. That was brutal. And by the way, that was bouncing off of, you know, a 5-year low. And it was just sideways for all of November, all of December. 2 full months of sideways bouncing around near its 5-year low. And from that came, you know, a 100% rally. So I don't know, you know, we can't say that's exactly what's going to happen again this time, but, you know, consolidation is boring, but it can lead to good things. But there's no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on right now. Well, Bitcoin is not the headline, but it will have its turn back in the headlines. I do think we're getting ready to have a big move up. It's taking a while. We've got this sideways consolidation. The MACD on the 1 day and the 4 hour to me look like they're starting to line up together. But of course, now it's going to run over in the United States, this is a long weekend. The market is not open on Monday. So, you know, this would be a classic way Bitcoin works would be to run up over a long weekend, not be able to play any of the miners, and then have it, you know, pull back before the market opens on Tuesday. And then Gorilla is saying Hong Kong is allowing crypto trading starting June 1st. It will pump the crypto market. So let's see. Let's hope that is a big move. There, you know, there's pieces of that I don't think we know exactly what that's going to mean. But obviously it's a good thing. It's certainly a good thing. The question is it a great thing, and is it going to move the needle? Darren's saying, let's do a poll. What month will CleanSpark achieve 16 exahash? September, October, November, December. So, and we got to add. So I'll do a poll on that. All right, let's see what everybody thinks about CleanSpark. So the poll is, when will CleanSpark achieve 16 exahash? So your choices are A, September or October, B, November or December, C, Q1 of 2024, or D, they're never going to get there. So let's see what people think. And I won't tell you what I think. But I definitely, I got my personal opinion on this for sure. So that's a good one. Don't forget to smash the like button. I can't hit the button that says smash the like button because it's not working right now. And there's nothing I can do about that because I don't know what I'm doing. From a technical standpoint with this Stream Deck, I really don't know how to use the thing. So my tech support sets it up for me, and I just press the buttons. So when they don't work, they don't work. Crypto Golfer, take a poll, take a drink. We'll get ready. This is just our first one. I definitely got more. Got more coming. And I'll tell you what the next one's going to be on, because I'm going to tell you the thing. There is one thing this week that maybe shocking is the wrong word, but I am extremely, extremely surprised at a development that happened this week, and it has to do with the market's expectation of the Federal Reserve raising rates. This is stunning to me. I'm going to go to this chart. The market is now pricing in, this is a little fuzzy, and I don't know if you can see down here, a 66.5% chance that the Fed is going to raise rates. So you won't see it down here, but a week ago, this was a 17% chance. 1 week before that, which they're not showing, this was literally at 0%. 0.00% chance the market was pricing in a rate increase. So it has gone from 0.0 to 66.5. That's basically, that's two-thirds the market's pricing in chance of a Fed rate hike. So I can just tell you that is going to be the next poll, because that stuns me. And I don't know why. I know the Fed minutes came out. Of course, of course, their minutes includes conversation and discussion about a lot of different things, but I just don't see how the market in general read those minutes and said, "Oh, looks like the Fed's raising rates." Because I will tell you, I'm going to tell you my vote before I put the next poll up. I don't think the Fed is raising rates at the next meeting. In fact, I'd be stunned if they raise rates at the next meeting. But who cares what I say? We'll wait to get a poll, and you guys give your honest opinion. Let's see what everybody else thinks. Cosmic is saying, Tom, after the debt ceiling agreement is reached, the Treasury is going to pull $1 trillion of liquidity out of the market. What makes you think that? I'm not seeing that, but let me know. Expand on your thoughts if you want. I would be surprised if that happens as well. We're in a very tenuous spot right now, and both the Fed and the Treasury, they don't have, in my opinion, they don't have an awful lot of wiggle room here. So I think they're walking a tightrope, and I'm not expecting the unexpected, or I guess what I consider the unexpected. And by the way, what the market just 2 weeks ago, the market thought this chance of this happening was 0%. So how we got from 0% to 2/3 is stunning to me. Miguel saying November or December Cleanspark will be at 16 exahash. They've always delivered in the past. No reason they don't deliver now that they have the money already. The dilution already happened. So, I mean, they have been very good at doing what they say they're going to do. So, and I did do a deep dive on this. That might have been yesterday, so you can check that out as well, because I talked about this at great length. They have done what they say they're going to do, but this is a very aggressive plan, so I'm standing by to see what happens here and see whether they can get to this goal or not. And then I will give the answer to the poll. We have 29 votes, so I guess it's only been up for 5 minutes. So if you're able to, obviously it's free to vote. So give us your thoughts. When, if ever, do you think Cleanspark is getting to 16 exahash? That is the current existing poll. If you guys could smash the like button, I would appreciate it. We're at 36 likes, shooting for 100 likes. That helps us get some people onto the live stream. So much appreciated. Also, much appreciated to all members that I see a bunch of you guys on the live stream. So thank you very much for being a member and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. And to all existing subscribers, of course, thank you for being subscribers and supporting the channel. These are tough times on YouTube for whatever reason. I think I think some of it in this on my channel has to do with what you guys are talking about, which is this is a boring time for Bitcoin. It's going sideways. We've heard just in our chat here, we've heard Bitcoin's lost its mojo. This has been a very boring period for Bitcoin. So, that's what's going on right now. And that'll be true until it's not true, because, I'm going to guess most of you still think Bitcoin's going to do its thing at some point. What I'm starting to see is that people think it's going to be later than they were expecting. It's already a lot later, than many of us expected. Okay, yes, thank you, Barry. The hot news is the U.S. Bitcoin has the hosting deal for the Celsius miners that pays $15 million a year for 5 years. And thank you. Yes, that is the hot news. And that does bring, I already am coming around. I need to see more. I need to hear more. I'm not convinced. My mind's not made up, but I'm getting closer and closer to understanding the concept that this is a merger of equals. And I know a lot of people totally vigorously disagree with that. And I'm not saying that I'm all the way there, but I do think these are two companies. Each company lacks something. The other company has it. And together, they're not just twice as good. So when the sum is greater than when the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, is that how it goes? I feel like they may be falling into that situation, which means that maybe, yes, this is a good deal. Sourmelon Gaming said, took a gamble on any at 31 cents. Hopefully I don't regret it. Well, I mean, you're going to find out in the next 60 days, the next 75 days, because if they do what they said they're going to do, they'll be mining 100 Bitcoin by June. And if that happens, I do think that's not going to be, that stock's going to move, in my opinion, if they do what they said they were going to do. But this, inside of, across the whole market, obviously, that's always a big piece of the puzzle. But with Bitcoin miners, it's so unbelievably quantifiable that, they either did what they said or they didn't. It's hard to create some other gray area where, well, this part was good and that part wasn't so good. It's like, you're at this exahash, you mined this many Bitcoin. And then quarterly we get to find out, your cost per coin was this. And so it's a very data-driven thing. Sourmelon Gaming is asking me if I plan to buy back into HUT at any point. I do plan to buy back into HUT, and I am just questioning my question with HUT, and I don't know the answer yet, and maybe I may buy back before just to start dollar cost averaging in, and then if it goes down, it goes down. I think there's a possibility that there's a big pullback, knee-jerk reaction pullback, when the merger's announced to be going through and, in the interim period. So to me, that would be a no-brainer, not financial advice. You guys do your own thing, but for me, that's what I would be looking at. But I also don't want to miss it. But I mean, it's hard. I did cut down to 5 companies, and there's a lot more than 5 companies that I like. There's 9 companies that I think have huge potential, and at different levels and under different circumstances. And there may be more than that, but there's 9 that I really feel like, if things go the right way for Bitcoin and if they execute the plan they talk about, I think there's a bunch of these that are going to have big runs. Whether it's later than sooner, I don't know. Time will tell. MinerDoc said miners and Bitcoin will do their thing in late 2024, 2025. Overtrading will cost people money. So, I mean, by and large, I don't know if it's 24, 25. I don't know. I know a lot of people are starting to lean closer to what MinerDoc is talking about, which is, maybe 6 months after the halving or some period of time after that. And I know that would mirror some of the past cycles. I do think, I think the 4-year cycle, and this would be a very unpopular statement, but I think the 4-year cycle is over. I think we're entering a different, more mature phase of Bitcoin. And I think that's going to be a healthier phase. It's still going to be very volatile, in my opinion. But because it's less and less and less about supply. The vast majority of the supply of Bitcoin is already out there. Yeah, it's going to take another 100 years to mine the rest, but it's a very small percent. So this is not a supply-demand thing. It matters more to the miners because their reward changes than it does to the market itself, in my opinion. Darren said, Bitcoin's doing exactly what it always has done after exiting the bear market. Check its history. Expect 31K late September, more likely October. So yeah, there's always been a run-up in between the blow-off tops. There's always been a very big run-up in the middle as well. In fact, I believe every time there's been like a 300% run-up. So... But again, I feel like, things are a little bit different now. But we'll see. Time will tell. I did not think, so to be fair, I didn't think we were going to go as deep into a crypto winter as we did. So I definitely guessed wrong on that one. Chris Dominator saying market closed on Monday, and I believe it is. So I think the market is closed on Monday. Miguel said, Tom, I opened a new position, 10,000 shares in Workhorse. Very, very close to 52-week low. I saw some massive volatility going on in Workhorse this week. So I don't know if you caught the right side of that. I got to redo. I haven't done a deep dive on Workhorse in a year. I did 3 or 4 videos on them over the last 2.5 years. But it's been a while since I took a close look. I loved some stuff they were doing. I loved their new CEO. But, I mean, they really had to go back to the drawing board in a way that I felt like, you know, it was time to set it aside for a year or two. And there were 3 or 4 of these EV companies that had similar scenarios. But I'll do my deep dive. Best of luck, Miguel, and I'll check that out because there's a drone aspect to that company. So I'll be interested to see where they're at with that because they had a drone idea that to me seemed much superior to what other people have been talking about. Just writing that note down so I remember later. What's my opinion on Marathon and Riot? Let me answer that in a question. Let's end this poll. Let's see, because I think we got a runaway winner here. Okay, so when will CleanSpark achieve 16 exahash? 44%, so not quite a majority, but 44% think November, December. 16% think they'll do it before that in September, October. So that's about 60% think by the end of the year they're going to have this done. It just ticked to 27% think Q1 of 2024. And there are 14% of you out there that think CleanSpark is never going to get to 16 exahash. So opinions vary, but it definitely, we're at about 60% think by the end of the year. So that's my feeling. I think the most likely case scenario is late November, December. They could beat that. And that'd be great. But you know what? I'll be absolutely thrilled if by December 31st they have 16 exahash up and running and they've managed their costs. They've managed their cost per coin. You know, 45,000 of these machines are the XPs. So that should help their efficiency and their cost per coin quite a bit. So to me, that would be a Grand Slam home run. That's how I'm going to be looking at this. So if they get there, and about 60% of you think they're going to get there by December 31st, and obviously if it's not the end of the world if they get there in Q1 of 2024 either. But they've been pretty adamant that they're getting there this year. So I would like to see, just from a track record and history of doing what they said they were going to do, I would like to see that continue. They have not been a company of excuses in the past. So let's see. Most of you, I think, are on pretty close to the same page I'm on, that, you know, by the end of the year. Thanks for participating. And I got to ask because I got to know what you guys are thinking on this one. Am I getting feedback?
Hey, can you hear me?
George! Oh, it's not feedback, it's George.
No, it's me. Bring me in, bring me in.
What? Where are you?
I'm in the auditorium right now, and I just...
Oh, now I see you.
I gotta sit here for, 2 hours. So.
Hold on, everybody. We got George. I thought I was losing my mind. I heard noises in the background. Welcome. George is live on location at his son's graduation.
Here, I'll turn it around so you guys can see. Let's see. See?
Oh, there we are.
But you should show this to Steven since he didn't get to do this in 2020.
My son was graduated during COVID, so he did not get one of these. There was no walk across the stage. It was just thanks for playing.
It's funny that I think it's affecting my daughter too, because she didn't get to do it either.
Yeah, George has a daughter the same age. Then she got ripped off as well. Those guys got ripped off. No senior prom, no graduation. I mean, that was tough. That was tough.
I mean, why else do you go to school? You know what I mean? It's like to do this.
Yeah, those
You know
are.
what I mean?
This is part of the payoff.
Yeah. Sorry about the background noise ahead of time, but keep on going. Sorry, didn't mean to jump in.
No, I couldn't. I had the screen wrong, so I couldn't see your face. So I'm like, what is happening? Keith says hello to you. DEFCON 2 says hello. Nash V says hello and congratulations. Edmund says hello.
You know, it's funny as you look back, you think about, when you graduated from high school. And sorry, people might get mad because we're off subject, but it's amazing to think of. I don't know where you are in life, anybody watching right now, but
I'm sure we've got people at different checkpoints.
But I just turned 54 yesterday, and it's just amazing to see the United States is just so amazing. And it's not broken, and it's becoming broken, unfortunately. Sorry.
Well, it's been a heck of a ride, and it's been a longer journey for some of us than for others. So,
dude, what a little pump I noticed.
Well, let's go back to the Bitcoin chart and see what's going on. I'm going to go back to the 15-minute.
They got 3 days until Monday to mess with us.
That's kind of how I started out the live stream, saying, they're going to run it up over the weekend, and then by Tuesday morning, we'll be right back where we started. So we had a pump in the morning, then we had a dip, and then we jumped back up to kind of the highs on the day, and now we're a little bit sideways. So we're hanging out at 26,768 at the moment, and we've been plus or minus of that. Some of the Bitcoin miners had a good day. Bit Digital is on a tear. I'm going to look at their chart later because they are just on a tear, and I'll be honest, I don't get it. They're not in my top 10. Just FYI, and that's my own personal opinion. And, I think at the moment the market seems to disagree with me, which is fine. But I do not have Bit Digital in my top 10, and I'm stunned that they're on a big. I'm not stunned. I'm surprised they're on a big run.
It's all about unfortunately, these all get pumped and done because they're so small.
There's no doubt. There's a lot of volatility because of the micro cap nature of these stocks at the moment.
Yeah. Where did CleanSpark end up?
CleanSpark closed the day down 2 cents at $4.23. They were really green a long time today, but not by the end of the day, they weren't.
Oh, they had to sell off.
Edmund, George, just so that you know, Edmund graduated from Kemper Military School 66 years ago today.
Wow.
Congratulations, Edmund. That's awesome.
And you're still on the right side of the dirt. That's really good. Was that from high school you graduated? Or that was military, sorry.
Well, it's been a long time for me, but not that long. You got me beat, Edmund, for sure.
So I graduated in 88 from high school. So whatever that is. It's crazy, though. It's over 30 years.
Stephen English said, those things didn't exist in my school. Graduation and prom, you just left and you moved on. Is that, where are you in the world, Stephen? I can't remember. Is that a cultural difference, or is that just...
I think he's in England. I know he's over there. I think he's in Yorkshire. How about that one?
Drop in the chat. Let me know. Is this just an American thing? I mean, dude... And Edmund is saying, yes, that was high school that he graduated from.
Oh, okay. Did he go into the military? Did you go into the military? He seems like a military guy, to be honest with you.
I don't know. And Steven did say yes, he's in England.
Isn't that amazing that I remembered? Huh? Huh?
Class of 57. Nice.
Wow, 1957. Wow, that's great. So anyway, so what's your feeling? Which way are we going? Did you talk about the debt ceiling at all?
Somebody told me if I talk about the debt ceiling, they're leaving. I think that was Darren.
No, I mean, you don't. Everybody thinks it's going to be a non-issue.
I'm going to do a poll because it seems like people are not worried. But we should do a poll and see if people. The talking points are starting to get better. You know, oh, we're getting closer and closer to an agreement. But you don't know until it happens. We don't know.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? I mean, I would use it. Hey, this is political football, unfortunately. And I mean, dude, I'd shut it down.
You'd shut it down.
Yeah, I'd shut it down. We can't go higher than what we were.
Shutting it down has some major ramifications. I hear you. That's why I think it. You know, I hate to dismiss it. We all assume everything's always going to just work out, but you know, maybe not. Edmund said 2 years in the Army.
Oh, nice.
And 26 in the U.S. Air Force. Well, thank you for your service, Edmund. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks. Did he fly? What'd you do?
George is asking if you flew. Well, I don't know.
Sorry, we're way off topic.
DEFCON, everyone believes that the default won't happen. Canaan was down 26% today. I didn't even notice that. Thank you, Barry. Let's check that out. That's bad. Did they have bad earnings? I mean, I don't know if you guys remember. I've been feeling like that one was one to stay away from. Let's see what they did. What is their ticker? Ouch. $1.89. They got down to $1.85. That's their 52-week low. Honestly, I don't remember them ever being lower than that. Let's see. Yeah, that's not just their 52-week low.
What is it?
Well, it looks like it might have tied. $1.85 is somewhere in the neighborhood of tying their all-time low.
Wow.
So,
you think the news will drop about it tonight?
why Canon shares are trading lower? They just did their first quarter results, so I'm assuming that didn't go well.
Don't release them. Don't release them.
Yeah, that's the pretty much the same as releasing bad news. Minor Doc is saying class of 88, just like you, George.
Oh, nice, Minor.
My opinion on Marathon and Riot, and am I buying more, and do I have any positions? Riot is one of my large positions. And so take that for whatever it's worth. I do have some questions with Riot. I will say I would like to talk to Jason and get some answers, because there's some real questions on what's going on there. It is still my largest position. And that's mainly, I have more money into other positions, but it's my largest position because it's done better. So, I did have money in Marathon, and that's one of the ones I consolidated down to 5 positions. So I did take my money out of Marathon, and not because I think they're going to be one of the winners. So that's just my personal opinion. I am really starting to like what I see from them. I have big questions with them as well. Many of these Bitcoin miners, there are questions that need to be answered. There is no perfect Bitcoin miner yet. So, you know, Marathon has some big questions they got to answer. But I will tell you, I feel 100 times better about them in 2023 than I did in 2022. So that's my personal opinion on that one.
My whole problem with Riot isn't the same thing we were talking about, immersion cooling, which doesn't work properly right now.
Well, the immersion cooling aspect is a question mark all over for me. I've yet to see anybody, other than on a test basis, I've yet to see anybody to scale reap any benefits from this immersion cooling yet. So, you know, it's still early, but I would have thought by now we would have been seeing some clear results. I haven't seen any verifiable results on that at all, and that's not even really my big question with Riot. Optometrist in the U.S. Air Force. Air Defense Artillery Officer in the Army. That is Edmund.
Nice.
Eric is saying, we in Europe need a deal in the U.S. Are you saying you need the debt ceiling deal to go through? Yeah, and MinerDoc is saying Marathon sold 830 Bitcoin today. I saw a couple different people mention that Marathon did a big Bitcoin sale today. And that's not new for them. They've been doing that. They did go 2 full years without selling a Bitcoin. But they have switched. Now they're paying for operations with their Bitcoin. They may be paying for some of their growth with their Bitcoin. And it's really hard to understand what their energy situation is and what their cost per coin is and how much it fluctuates and how much self-curtailment they're still having to do at Bitcoin 26 or 27,000. So those are some of my question marks with Marathon right now. If Bitcoin was at 50,000, I wouldn't have some of these questions because I feel pretty confident that whatever their energy cost is, everything's going to be just fine at Bitcoin 50,000. But at Bitcoin 26 or 27, I can see there's still times where they're curtailing.
I think the coolest thing is having noise canceling headset.
Are you early?
Yeah, it doesn't start till 6:30.
Ah.
But noise, the Bose noise canceling headset, if you guys ever travel a lot, you need to invest in these because they're the best.
That's what you got on? Is that what you wear normally?
No. I wear my A10s. This is what I wear to work out.
Ah.
But noise canceling headsets, they're just unbelievable. Sorry.
That's no problem. I'm going to check in on the poll, which is... Wow. Will the Fed raise rates in June? So we only have 35 votes. So if you haven't voted, it's free to vote. Do us a favor. And right now, this is super, super close. 56% think yes, the Fed is going to raise rates. And 44% think no. So we're pretty close to what the futures have priced in. The futures have a 66% chance priced in. We're at 56%. So, we're pretty close to mirroring the futures. My answer to that is no, no, and no. If they raise rates in June, but they're setting up a win-lose situation here. Because
what do you mean?
With the market, and there's some big data points to come out in the middle, so this may change drastically. The first thing is we're going to have to see what CPI is. Do we get a CPI? Oh, no, we don't get. Yes, we do. I believe we do get one just right before that. When does the CPI data come out in June?
I think this could be the only place I've ever been to where I know absolutely nobody.
Oh, you know nobody there?
Not a soul. Nobody.
June 12th. So this is another one of those scenarios where CPI comes out on Monday and the Fed does their thing on Wednesday. So they will get a very big data point before they do this. And go ahead, George. What were you thinking?
So here's why I think the debt ceiling is so important. If they don't do the debt ceiling, they are not going to raise the interest rates, by the way. But if they do the debt ceiling, I think they will raise the interest rate.
Well, I think the probability is very high that they will come to an agreement on the debt ceiling. You know, obviously, you don't know. The Wizard, Janet Yellen, extended the debt limit to June 5th. So this is part of